Ducks are swimming in the water. Alder, 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 alder. All the ducks are swimming in the water. Alder, 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 alder. All the ducks are swimming in the water. Alder, 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 alder.
Hello. I know. It's been a while since I appeared on here pontificating from my high platform about my wonderful hobby. A year, in fact, since I last put a video on this channel, and yeah, it's not been the best year in the world. In my last video, I told you that my father had passed away. Unfortunately, my father was covering up for a lot of my mother's problems, and it wasn't until he was gone that we realised quite how bad my mum is. Unfortunately, she's 92 years old and her memory has gone to pieces. She can't look after herself very well at all. She's very forgetful. Yeah, it's problematic, and I won't go into the whys and the wherefores and the ins and outs of it, but let's just say we've spent 12 months trying to put stuff in place to make sure mum's okay, and I'm finally at a point where I think I can actually get back to work and do some of the things that I want to do. I'm quite merely going like this on my lap. It's because I've got a stack of books here. That's why. No other reason. Not touching myself for reassurance. Nige. No, yeah, just scrub that image. Don't even think about that. But anyway, I'm back playing with my Spanish Civil War stuff. Mainly down to the fact that I've now got a copy of this. Here we go, books. Chain of Command, version 2. I'm just looking at my... Yes, I'm using my watch as a monitor because, yeah, I've lost the other thing I use as a monitor in the shambolic mess that is my room. Version 2, Chain of Command. Yeah, that looks okay. There we go. I've lost where I'm going. This is what happens when you're old. Chain of Command version 2. Been using this for my Spanish Civil War games. Version 1 had a really good supplement, this one here, that gave lists for the Spanish contingents. But version 2 of the rules has some new adaptations, some new bits and pieces in it. So I thought, why not take this, grab this, do a version 2? There has always been some lists in here that I didn't like. One of which is the International Brigade. So I decided I'm going to separate the International Brigades from the EPR, the Popular Army, the People's Army, sorry, and do a separate list for them. So I started researching. Now I've been wading my way through this small tome. Yes, I know, people are going to say, you know, you can't just research with one book, Nigel, you have to research with more than one. I've got shitloads of books, I've got shitloads of books about the Spanish Civil War, and I am referencing lots of other ones. It's just this one is a big fat book and it's got lots of stuff in it, and I know there's going to be people that say this Tremolo book's not that good, it's not that reliable. It actually is a very good book, and I'm cross-referencing where he has made notes or he's put, you know, pointers in the book as to go and look at the references he's used. I'm going back and looking at the references he's used. What I'm basically looking for is numbers where they say, oh, there was me and 9 guys in my section, or, you know, we went forward in a group of 6, to find out what the actual numbers are like, because I think the list in here based on the EPR is wrong, and I think the International Brigades had a separate, different organisation. What a big mistake I made by actually deciding I'm going to do this, because oh my god, what a bloody rabbit hole I've fallen down. It's there are no straight answers at all. It's not as simple as I gotta read a book and I'll tell me the numbers and off we go. You have to do a lot of research. I could use the word shitload, because that is what it is, a shitload of research to try and get to where you are. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm then having to translate things that I found into English. And as if any of you use something like Google Translate, you know, just a fucking, oh, yeah, is that what it says? Are you sure about that, Google Translate? But you can get the gist of it. So I've been using Spanish references as well and translating them. But what I found is, I think there are 2 versions of the International Brigade, and I'm going to give lists for both of those. But anyway, enough of that waffle. But that's what I'm doing at the moment. I am excitedly rewriting those lists because, I don't know, it's newfound inspiration for me. I think I needed something to be able to get my teeth into and make a big thing about it, you know, and do the work and do the research and tie it in with some of the things that I'm doing here as well, so I can actually come forward with a whole project and not just be me flip-flopping from one thing to the next like I do. I'm doing ancients this week, I'm doing Napoleonics this week, I'm doing World War II, I'm doing Spanish Civil War, I'm doing science fiction and fantasy. What the fuck I'm doing? I'm 62 years old now and I really have to knuckle down and get something sorted and done. And I'm going to do this Spanish Civil War project. I'm going to get it finished. I'm going to get it onto a table at the club to start with. So all my wargaming mates at New Buckingham can have a go at it and think, oh God, what the bloody hell's he got here? What a load of shite. And then I hope to take it along to a show, because the ambition is to make it so good that people might want to look at it and see it and think, oh, that's nice. Look at that. He made those buildings. He painted all them little men. Oh, isn't this cool? Because I'm a great big tart and I like doing that sort of thing. There you go. Honesty is the best policy. And of course, in 2026 next year, it's going to be the do the working out night, 90th anniversary. Yeah, 1936 it started, the 90th anniversary of the Spanish Civil War. So I thought, well, what better to actually put a game on the 90th anniversary? So that's what I'm going to try and do. So let's give me a little bit of time to play with. Anyway, enough of my waffling bullshit. That is what I'm up to at the moment. I am going to work through those lists. If any of you out there are interested in joining in, there will be some playtest versions of the lists, and I'm quite happy to send them out to folks to have a go with, and I'd really love to get feedback from it as well. You can just message me on here. Drop your contact details in the comments. Oh, you see, I try and do this all in one take. Then I get excited, then I get lost, then I get confused, and then I forget what I'm talking about. If you're interested in looking at playtesting lists when I've got them done, drop a comment below with some contact details, or send me a message off of here, or find me anywhere on social media. I'm all over the shop. All right, I'm on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on if you're on the Chain of Command Patreon, which I can thoroughly recommend, by the way. The cost of a pint a month, £5.85 it costs. It's £5, but they make you pay 85 pence because these companies do these sort of things. For a £5, you get so much information about different rule sets. They do some stuff where they've been making models and painting stuff and talking about how they build their forces. Rich Clark did a really interesting video about research and how to sort of research things. You know, if you're into the Two Fat Lardies rules, go and join their Patreon. You know, it really is worth it. £5.85 a month is absolutely nothing. It's a pint of beer, you know. It's a cup of expensive coffee. And I'd safely say that my month that I've had so far on there has been worth all the money that I paid for it. So go and join it. I'm going to put a link in the comments so you can go and find it as well. But yeah, Two Fat Lardies Patreon, bloody good, especially if you're into Chain of Command, because there's lots of stuff on there, questions about the rules, people sharing pictures of their games and their figures, and you know, saying, oh, I've got this, have you seen this, we'll go and buy that. I've shared some stuff on there as well about my Spanish Civil War stuff. Probably bored everybody shitless with it, but there we go. That's what I'm like I'm doing with this video right now. Ain't I? Yeah, you're good at that, aren't you? Because you'd much rather see me little painted men, wouldn't you, rather than me waffling. Anyway, that's it for this one for now. I just want to sort of update you and say I am going to be putting more on here. I will do the second part of the scratch build. In fact, I filmed a large section of it already, so we are going to go back and make that little box and talk about scratch building. One thing is I won't have to scratch build a T26 anymore because I found a company that's doing one. But more on that later, because I bought a Panzer 1 from Kuhn Lane Models. And oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. Look, this is how amazing it is. That's amazing. It's the most detailed 3D model I've seen so far. It's absolutely brilliant. And I can't wait for this guy to actually do his T26. That's going to save me a shitload of work trying to scratch build one. Because if it's anywhere near as good as his Panzer 1, well, that's it. You know, I'm done. I'm just buying those and painting those. But I'm going now, because I've waffled for far too long, I'm going to do a full review of that Panzer 1. I also have a really good CV3 35 tankette that I got from Model 3D International, and I will do a review of that as well. Probably do those two together. I've also started work on some painting videos of how to, you know, I can wave it in the air. not that. This Steelman's face. How to paint faces. I've started a video on that, because I always feel that face is the most important part of a figure. They give that personality to them. So there's going to be a video on that. And yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to go, and I promise it won't be a year before I'm back again. It may be a month, it may not be. It all depends on how my editing goes, because I've not done any editing for a while, and I've forgotten half the things I'm supposed to do. This is good, isn't it? This old man is now going to say goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all again soon. Okay, take care and look after yourselves. Bye.